Khorndahgh the Barbarian. Tome 1. Sister. By John Kopp. Cover art by Licato. Chapter 2. Umbatu. A locket lay in tarry mud. The locket bore the profiled image of a beautiful Tanzanian woman with a large afro. A large hand with stubby fingers picked up the locket, and the hand's stubby thumb wiped away the dirt from its face. An unseen man with a South African accent spoke.
"That belongs to me."
Khorndahgh the Barbarian popped up and put his back to a tree. The apocalyptic tree was leafless, and as black as the tarry mud it grew from, creating a tree-shaped silhouette against the enormous flaming sun in the sky. Khorndahgh was a shirtless, well-muscled Polish barbarian with long hair. He wore heavy metal braces on his forearms but didn't appear to be armed. Khorndahgh's muscled legs were bare between his woolly mammoth hide loincloth and fur-lined boots. A simple belt of iron encircled his waist. It was fitting attire for a barbarian, or a man raised by bears, as was Khorndahgh. Khorndahgh clenched the locket in his fist and looked around, alarmed by the bodiless voice.
"Tuke, a ghost?"
"I'm not a ghost. Down here."
Khorndahgh looked behind the tree and downward. Sitting atop a tar pit was the head of a Zulu barbarian warrior. The head sported a tall red mohawk. A sign reading La Brea Tar Pits was partly sunk in the tar nearby, and a few dinosaur bones could be seen sticking out of the tar as well. The words on the sign were gibberish to the barbarians, who couldn't read and were thankful for it. It was not the illiterate who caused the mult-apocalypse. Khorndahgh was horrified by the sight of the bodiless head.
"Gods, man, what happened to your body?"
"Caught in this conjurer's trap."
The head replied.
"Who are you?"
"I am Umbatu, the greatest barbarian in all the world."
Khorndahgh raised an eyebrow.
"Greatest barbarian?"
"I am on an important quest, delayed by this magician's prison,"
said Umbatu, who was generally forthright and always honest. The concept of dishonesty was a bit of a foreign concept to the African barbarian, the shamelessly deceptive discipline of magic being the only comparable thing.
"Quest? What quest?"
Khorndahgh was on a quest of his own. Maybe it was the same one, he thought. He quickly dismissed the thought, cursing his brain. Khorndahgh's quest was about some girl, and not the sort of thing the greatest barbarian in the world would be concerning himself with. Umbatu smiled and began to answer, but then clammed up and frowned, eliciting a frown from Khorndahgh. Feeling the locket in his clenched fist, Khorndahgh slowly turned his frown upside down and laughed. Umbatu smiled as well, and laughed with Khorndahgh, who asked,
"What's her name?"
Umbatu closed his eyes, lost in a dream.
"Her name is Naomi. She is the most beautiful woman in all the world."
Khorndahgh could use his brain anytime he wanted to.
"Well, if you're the greatest barbarian in the world, why don't you just climb out of there and go get her?"
"Imilingo, sorcery. The more I struggle, the more it pulls me in."
Khorndahgh knew the dangers of magic.
"Sorry, witchcraft."
"Voodoo,"
replied Umbatu, keenly aware of the dangers of magic as well, given his present situation.
"Wizardry,"
continued Khorndahgh.
"Black magic,"
concluded Umbatu. Khorndahgh looked up at the apocalypse tree.
"I could lower a branch."
"Make it a big one."
"Spoko."
Khorndahgh looked for a sturdy branch above, but stopped and turned back to Umbatu, playfully asking,
"If I get you out of there, how do I know you want to kill me?"
Umbatu began to reply, but paused, struggling for the answer. As he thought with all his might, a proverbial torch ignited in his head, not unlike a light bulb being turned on.
"I kill only robots."
"Robots,"
repeated Khorndahgh, though much more calmly than Umbatu.
"Robots."
"Yes, robots."
Row.
Khorndahgh finished the would-be lyric, singing,
"Row your boat gently down the stream."
"Robots."
Khorndahgh turned just in time to block a Roman legionary robot's gladius sword attack with an energy shield that sprang into existence from his left energy bracer. A barbarian energy axe appeared in Khorndahgh's right hand, brought forth from his right energy bracer, which he used to cut down that robot, and another one threatening his flank. A third Legionairebot charged with its pylon spear from behind the tree, with two more following. The Legionnairebots looked and were armed like Roman legionnaires from the Roman Empire. In between their robot armor plating could be seen wires, gears, pistons, and other robotic mechanisms. Khorndahgh gave a mighty battle cry and sliced his energy axe through the charging Legionnairebot and into the apocalypse tree.
Vossa!
Cried the Polish barbarian. His tree-embedded axe transformed into a war saw. Like a competitive lumberjack world champion, Khorndahgh quickly sawed through the tree's trunk. The apocalypse tree shuddered before falling onto the charging Legionnairebots beyond, destroying them. The tree landed near Umbatu, who excitedly latched onto a branch with his teeth and began pulling himself out of the tar pit, neckturn by neckturn. His body remained enveloped in the sorcerous tar as his head moved above the tar line like a submarine conning tower. Umbatu reveled in the joy of escaping, but the progress was slow. An entire legion of Legionnairebots advanced on the barbarians, or so it seemed. The number was, in fact, closer to a Roman century. But you try fighting 80 robots. Khorndahgh leaped into the fray, cutting down robot after robot with the power of his energy bracers, which allowed the barbarian to bring forth various energy weapons or energy shields as needed. These weapons and shields were solid in structure and glowed with energy, providing exceptional attack power and defense. The energy weapons were non-projectile and non-mechanical in nature. The Legionnairebots, however, did use projectiles and machinery. After ducking a pylon spear throw and blocking another with an energy shield, Khorndahgh eluded a couple of ballista bolts from a Roman double Scorpio artillery unit by somersaulting backward behind the fallen tree. Khorndahgh looked at Umbatu, who was still enthusiastically neckturning his way out of the tar pit.
Hang on!
Umbatu bit strongly onto a branch as Khorndahgh gave a mighty cry and, with muscles bulging, lifted the tree upright, then down upon the Roman Scorpio ballista, smashing it and the Legionnairebot artillerists to pieces. Flung from the tree, Umbatu did a somersault forward and came down on an unlucky Legionnairebot. Umbatu's muscled arms, now free of the tar pit, held a huge two-handed battle hammer which he used to bash the robot's head into its body as he landed, terminating it. To Khorndahgh's great relief, Umbatu was not just a head with a tall red mohawk, he was a full-bodied Zulu barbarian. Umbatu wore a hippopotamus tusk necklace and was clothed only in a leopard skin ibheshu loincloth and white shaggy amashoba tufts that adorned his arms and legs. His feet were bare. Umbatu jabbed the grip end of his great hammer through a Legionnairebot behind him. A metal hand at the end of the hammer handle splayed its fingers wide. As Umbatu pulled it back through the robot, the hammer hand ripped out the wiry innards. The Roman robot fell in a heap. A furious combat ensued with Khorndahgh and Umbatu gradually working more and more as a team, culminating in two Legionnairebots being hurled into each other, causing a loud explosion.